Starting off my list for the Arizona Diamondbacks, I have Geraldo Perdomo. After getting off to a slow start in his career in his first full season in 2022, hitting only 195 with a 547 OPS, a lot of people weren't sure if he could live up to his number 5 preseason prospect ranking prior to 2022. However, this season he's completely turned it around, hitting 266 with a 368 on base and a 110 WRC+, all while playing great defense in the D-backs infield. For the Atlanta Braves, I have Marcell Ozuna. Marcell Ozuna's career hit major turbulence after domestic violence and DUI charges, and people were unsure if he would be able to get back on track. However, he has put up an extremely productive offensive season in this very good Braves offense, hitting 33 homers with a slugging of 544, his best numbers over a full season since 2017. For the Baltimore Orioles, I have Aaron Hicks. With the Yankees, Aaron Hicks looks like he had hit a dead end, only hitting 211 with a 639 OPS between 2021 and 2022. After hitting under 200 through the first 28 games with the Yankees this season, he was released but later picked up by the Orioles, where he has completely turned himself around. Through 47 games so far, he's hitting 262 with a 781 OPS, his best numbers over a full season since 2019. For the Boston Red Sox, I have James Paxton. While James Paxton hasn't been pitching well as of late, the fact that he's even pitching at all is a surprise in itself. He hadn't pitched a full season since 2019 due to numerous injuries, and the last start he made was in 2021. This year, he's logged 19 starts with 9.5 strikeouts per 9 and 3.1 walks per 9. He also pitched great in the first half, posting a 2.73 ERA with a 3.47 FIP. For the Chicago White Sox, I have Luis Robert. Speaking of being plagued by injuries, let's talk about Luis Robert. While possessing all the tools to be a top player in the game coming out of Cuba, Robert dealt with numerous injuries that limited him to 166 games combined between 2021 and 2022. This year, though, he's played in over 100 games for the first time while posting the 10th highest Fangraph WAR among all qualified position players in Major League Baseball. For the Chicago Cubs, I have Cody Bellinger. What a great story Cody Bellinger has been with the Cubs. After winning the NL MVP in 2019, Bellinger went into a 3-season-long slump that included many injuries. Between 2020 and 2022 with the Dodgers, Bellinger only hit 204 with a 661 OPS. After a fresh start on a 1-year deal with the Cubs, though, Bellinger has turned his career back around, hitting 320 with a 916 OPS, 24 homers, 86 RBIs, 19 stolen bases, and a WRC plus of 143, which ranks 9th overall in Major League Baseball. For the Cincinnati Reds, I have Andrew Abbott. The Reds got red hot in the middle of the season, even without Hunter Green and Nick Lodolo. A big reason why the Reds were able to do this was because of Andrew Abbott stepping up in a big way in his rookie season. Since being called up, he's posted a 3.22 ERA with a 3.99 FIP and just under 10 strikeouts per 9. For the Cleveland Guardians, I have Tanner Bybee. Another pitcher who's having a lot of success in his rookie season is Tanner Bybee with the Guardians. After being called up by Cleveland in late April, Bybee has been solid, posting a 3.05 ERA with a 3.73 FIP. For the Colorado Rockies, I have Nolan Jones. Speaking of the Guardians, Nolan Jones was a top 100 prospect in Major League Baseball at one point with the Guardians. After struggling in the minors and not being able to get it going in a cup of coffee for Cleveland, though, he was traded to the Rockies in the offseason prior to 2023. It seems that the change of scenery has helped Jones in a big way, as he's been fantastic since being called up in late May. Overall for the season, he's hitting 282 with a 363 on base and a 514 slugging, which ranks 6th overall among all rookies in 2023. For the Detroit Tigers, I have Kerry Carpenter. Lots of people were expecting Spencer Torkelson to be the next big thing in Major League Baseball after being the #1 pick back in the 2020 draft. However, Torkelson has taken longer than expected to get going, but one guy that's having a very good rookie season with the Tigers is Kerry Carpenter. While most of his production has come against right-handed pitching, he's having a very good rookie season, hitting 293 with an 880 OPS, 20 homers, and a 139 WRC+, the second most among all rookies in 2023. For the Houston Astros, I have Chas McCormick. The Astros offense is full of good bats like Yordan Alvarez, Jose Altuve, Alex Bregman, and Kyle Tucker. One guy that's flown under the radar, though, is Chas McCormick, who's having an extremely underrated season, and quite frankly, a bit surprising considering he's only hit a combined 250 with a 752 OPS and a 111 WRC+ in his first 2 seasons. This year, though, he's setting career highs, hitting 289 with an 898 OPS, 20 homers, and a 147 WRC+. For the Kansas City Royals, I have Cole Ragans. It's possible the trade that sent Aroldis Chapman to the Rangers and Cole Ragans to the Royals could go down as one of the most lopsided deals of all time, considering the pace that Cole Ragans is on. Granted, he was posting terrible numbers in the minors for the Rangers, but since being called up to the Royals, he has been amazing. In 8 starts for the Royals, he's posted a 3.00 ERA and a 2.87 FIP with over 10 strikeouts per 9 and winning AL Pitcher of the Month in August. For the LA Angels, I have Mickey Moniak. While it's not surprising to see the Angels once again fall off the face of the earth, they have had a nice surprise in Mickey Moniak, who they got back for Noah Syndergaard last season. The first overall pick in 2016 had lost his way with the Phillies, but has reinvented himself with the Angels. While he has been more productive against right-handed pitching this year, he's making it work, hitting 280 with a 797 OPS, much better numbers than what he was doing prior. For the LA Dodgers, I have Jason Heyward. Did you know that Jason Heyward is actually having a rather decent season with the Dodgers this year? I don't think many people do, considering Heyward had done next to nothing with the Cubs over the last 2 seasons, hitting 209 with a 591 OPS. With the Dodgers, though, he's having a renaissance season, posting his best numbers since 2019, hitting 269 with an 837 OPS and a 127 WRC+. Sure, he's more of a platoon bat these days, but he's making it work. For the Miami Marlins, I have Tanner Scott. The Marlins themselves have been a bit of a surprise this year, putting themselves right in the thick of the wild card race. No one thought the Marlins would be more successful than the Mets coming into the year, and a big reason for that is Tanner Scott. After trading for David Robertson, many people thought he would be the closer for the rest of the season, but after struggling big time, Tanner Scott stepped in and hasn't looked back. He's had a great season overall, posting a 2.33 ERA with a 2.17 FIP and 12 strikeouts per 9. Considering he had an ERA of 4.73 over 5 seasons with the Orioles and a 4.31 ERA last season, this is a nice surprise and a big reason for the Marlins' success this year. For the Milwaukee Brewers, I have Christian Yelich. Earlier we talked about the 2019 NL MVP Cody Bellinger, and now it's time to talk about the 2018 NL MVP Christian Yelich. After a second place finish in MVP voting in 2019, Yelich's career took a turn for the worst as he only hit 235 with a 753 OPS between 2020 and 2022 after hitting 327 with a 1.050 OPS between 2018 and 2019. This year, while he isn't fully back to his MVP numbers, he's been very productive, hitting 274 with a 799 OPS, a 116 WRC+, 17 homers, which is the most since 2019, along with 27 stolen bases. For the Minnesota Twins, I have Sonny Gray. When the Twins got Sonny Gray from the Reds, people thought he would be more of a middle-of-the-rotation kind of pitcher after a couple decent seasons in Cincinnati. However, Gray has emerged this year as an ace-level pitcher, posting a career-best Fangraph WAR of 4.6, which ranks 4th in the majors, along with a 2.98 ERA and a 2.90 FIP. For the New York Yankees, I have Jason Dominguez. For the Yankees this season, there aren't really many good surprises. However, I will say I'm a bit surprised at how quickly phenom Jason Dominguez got himself going. Considering he was being compared to players like Mike Trout and Bo Jackson, only hitting 248 with a 773 OPS in 114 AA games was a bit underwhelming. After getting promoted to AAA though, the Martian got red hot, hitting 419 with a 1.094 OPS over 9 games to earn a promotion to the big leagues. Since then, he's homered 3 times while hitting 292 with a 708 slugging. Granted, it is a small sample size, but to see how quickly Dominguez got going like this after posting underwhelming numbers is quite surprising. For the New York Mets, I have Kodai Senga. When pitchers come over from Japan, we've seen them take some bumps in their first season, but for Senga, it seems like he's been on cruise control the whole year, posting solid numbers. In 25 starts so far, far. He has a 3.08 ERA, a 3.47 FIP, and 11 strikeouts per 9 while keeping his home runs per 9 under 1. For the Oakland A's, I have Ryan Noda. The A's are on their way to one of the worst seasons of all time and eventually will be on their way to Las Vegas. However, there are a couple of things that have been okay with the A's this year, and Ryan Noda has been one of them, who's shown to be an on-base machine. Overall, he's hitting .234 with a .375 on base and a .426 slugging along with 14 homers and a .130 WRC+. He actually ranks 17th overall in Major League Baseball in on-base percentage and 22nd overall in WRC+. What makes his emergence surprising is he was a 15th round pick first off, is in his third organization after being with the Blue Jays and the Dodgers, and even had a fractured jaw this year. Noda has been a nice surprise, but has also been a cool story. For the Philadelphia Phillies, I have Christian Pache. There was a time Christian Pache was one of the top prospects in the game and even saw postseason action in the shortened 2020 season, along with a couple of games in the 2021 Braves World Series run. However, while Pache is fantastic out in center field, he was never able to get it going with the bat, only hitting .119 over 24 games with the Braves before getting traded to the A's in the Matt Olson deal. After a subpar season with the A's in which he only hit .166, he was traded to the Phillies. It seems like working with hitting coach Kevin Long has done wonders for Pache because he's posting the best numbers of his career, including in the minors. Granted, it has been a small sample size because he missed time due to elbow surgery, and most of his success has been against lefties, but the fact that he's producing after an awful start to his career is definitely surprising. For the Pittsburgh Pirates, I have Jack Suwinski. In 2022, Jack Suwinski was productive at the beginning of his rookie season, but fell into a deep slump that got him sent back down to the minors. He was a bit better after getting called back up, but people were wondering if the 15th round pick in the 2016 draft would be able to bounce back. Even though his batting average of .206 is pretty low, his on base is .332, and he has 23 homers, both solid numbers. For the San Diego Padres, I have Seth Lugo. The Padres in 2023 will go down as one of the most disappointing teams of all time, considering the money spent and the talent on this squad. Seth Lugo, on the other hand, has been great, and a nice surprise considering he has mostly been a reliever in his career. In his first season of starting in all of his appearances, he's put up solid numbers, posting an ERA of 3.49 with a FIP of 3.68. For the San Francisco Giants, I have Wilmer Flores. The Giants are in the thick of the playoff race, and Wilmer Flores is a big reason for that. Considering he had just been more of a utility guy with a bit of pop in his career, the year he's having is rather surprising when you look at his slash line compared to prior seasons in his 11-year career. He's hitting .284 with a .351 on base and a career best .529 slugging with a .138 WRC+, easily his best offensive season. For the Seattle Mariners, I have Bryce Miller. The Mariners had a lot of pitching coming into the season with Luis Castillo, Robbie Ray, George Kirby, and Logan Gilbert, but most didn't see rookie Bryce Miller contributing the way he has. After a couple bumpy starts in the beginning of the year in Double-A, he was called up and never really slowed down. Through 21 starts, he's posted a record of 8-4 with a 3.83 ERA and a 3.81 FIP while issuing under 2 walks per 9. For the St. Louis Cardinals, I have Mason Wynn. The Cardinals have had a disappointing season, and not many envisioned seeing one of their top prospects, Mason Wynn, so soon. When he was drafted, people weren't sure whether or not he was going to be on the mound or at shortstop due to his electric arm, but he eventually committed to playing short. After a good spring, the Cardinals were confident enough to start him at AAA in 2023, where he had plenty of enough success to get the call to the bigs. While he hasn't done much in St. Louis so far, his quick rise through the minors was a bit surprising, considering the slow start to his baseball career. For the Tampa Bay Rays, I have Zach Eflin. In the offseason, the Rays handed out their largest contract for a free agent of all time to Zach Eflin for 3 years and $40 million. While Eflin did have success in the past, he's always had issues staying on the field consistently as health wasn't always on his side. With the Rays, though, he's having the best season of his career, posting a record of 13-8 with a 3.47 ERA, a 3.11 FIP, 9 strikeouts per 9, and 1.2 walks per 9, a career best. For For the Texas Rangers, I have Jonah Heim. In the first few seasons of his career, Jonah Heim played great defense but didn't do much with the bat, and people were wondering if there was any more offensive potential to tap into. This year, though, he's had his best offensive season by far, posting a career-best slash line with an average of 267, an on-base of 321, and a slugging of 448, along with a career-best 106 WRC plus and 77 RBIs. The Rangers are struggling right now and in danger of missing the playoffs after a great start to the season, but Heim's offense has been a nice surprise this season. For the Toronto Blue Jays, I have Davis Schneider. The Blue Jays are fighting for a playoff spot right now, and Davis Schneider is helping as much as he can. While he did post some solid numbers at AAA this year, I don't think anyone expected what he's been doing. He has simply been going off since getting called up, posting some ridiculous numbers. While it has been a small sample size of only 20 games, he has already put together a 2.0 Fangraph WAR, which includes a 385 batting average, a 512 on base, a silly 846 slugging, and 7 homers. And last but not least, for the Washington Nationals, I have Lane Thomas. When Lane Thomas was traded to the Nationals in 2021, Nats fans weren't sure what they were getting, considering he had only hit 216 in his first 3 seasons and was only hitting 104 with the Cardinals at the time of the trade. While he did better with the Nationals after the trade in 2021, his numbers were very subpar in 2022, only hitting 241 with a 705 OPS. In 2023, though, he's having his best season to date, hitting 285 with an 818 OPS while posting a career high in homers with 23 and RBIs with 74. So that's my list. Tell me what you think down below in the comments. Would you switch any of these players out? Let me know down below. If you can on the way out, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll talk to you next time.